You're listening to Head Vomit. The following episode contains crude, rude, and often offensive content that may feel dirty in your ears. If you're concerned about your ears, please choose carefully when and even if to listen. This podcast is ad-libbed. If you are seeking a libbed podcast, look elsewhere. The views expressed are not necessarily those of the creators.
Interior. Hospital. Day. A dying old man looks out of the window and contemplates his life. Enter his son and his grandson.
Hey Dad, how you doing?
Yes, I'm okay, thank you, son.
We've just come to see you. Just check you're alright.
Yeah, that's very nice of you.
Dad, ever since I've known you, since I've been a kid, you haven't aged today, but you've always been this old. What's going on?
I am old, son. It's a little bit awkward, actually. But, you're only my latest son.
Latest son?
Yes.
Dad, what are you talking about?
I've had 237 children before you.
What?
Yes, and all of those children have had children too. We have about 8,000, 9,000 members in our family.
Ignore him, children. I think he's going a bit senile. Dad, what's going on? Come on, tell the kids here.
I'm sorry to tell you all, children, that you will long be in your dusty graves before I die.
But Dad, I'm sorry to break this to you, but you're going to die soon. You're on your deathbed.
It's a mistake.
Dad, what are you saying?
All of my former children thought the same way.
So you're not going to die now, is that what you're telling me?
No, I have tons left in me.
Tons of life?
Tons of years.
Why?
Because, son, I'm immortal.
Immortal?
Ever living.
Look, Dad, you're losing it a bit. You're going a bit loopy here.
Check my birth certificate. It's in the top drawer there. It's signed by Pope Clement X in 1202.
Bloody hell.
I knew the Pope well. I was one of his clerics. But one day I snuck into the church holy room, and I found a relic of what I thought was Java. Yes, beans of the Lord, they called it. But you see, those beans were not meant for mortal men. But once I took one, I had to have the rest. They were so delicious. After a few of the beans, I began to feel something I can't explain. I felt as fresh as a baby, and at the same time, I felt like the end part of a donkey. You see, I was so young and so old at the same time. I didn't know what it meant at first, but then I found out what the beans were. They were known as the redemption beans of Jesus Christ, made from the salty wounds of his flesh. The Pope was furious that I took them, but all I had to do was outlive him, you see. And then I became the Pope of all Rome.
Hang on, Dad. You're telling me you're 800 years old?
810 years.
It's physically impossible, Dad. How can a man live this long?
With a little thing called faith and 3 golden beans.
So you've lived many lives up until now?
Just one. The one you see before me. You see, I stumbled into the rectory, on my hands and knees, an old man, and found the beans and consumed their life-giving energy. But there was a problem. I didn't turn into a young man as I thought I would. I remained old in this fragile cave you witness before you now.
So, Dad, you've been 92 years old for 800 years?
It has been a pain. Oh, look, I realize this may make you feel a little insignificant, but I assure you, you have been one of the better sons.
How many sons have you had?
103 if you don't count the one that transitioned.
Dad?
Wow, I mean, this is a lot to take in, Dad.
Yes.
What
Try living it.
have you done all these years?
Well, you see, I suppose I rather went with the times, so to speak. When I was in the Kingdom of France, for example, fighting Vikings on the ruins with a crossbow. These arms can still hold a bow. Of course, it became easier with Glocks in the later centuries, but I tell you, loading muskets isn't that fun. Now, I was shooting at the Viking invaders, and then, 700 years later, I was fighting krauts on the beaches of Normandy.
Dad?
I've done so many things, son, lived so many lives. I was a gambler in Las Vegas. I lost it all to the mob. I was the first man to fly the Atlantic. I was the last man to fly on a Zeppelin. I was the first man to fly on Concorde. I was the last man to fly a hot air balloon over the kingdoms of Kush. I was a drug dealer in South Central Los Angeles. They used to call me Papa Smoke. Sometimes I went through periods of activity, like when I was a cattle rancher in the Old West, like when I was a bootlegger in Prohibition, like when I was a sacrificial lamb in the theatre of Jesus Christ at the behest of the Romans.
But Dad, what about your knee? You've had a knocked up knee for 30 years that I know of.
Oh, it's been a lot longer than that, sonny boy. I've had this bad knee ever since I crawled into the rectory and ate that trinity of holy beans. The moment I took that third bean, I banged my knee on the corner of a stone plaque. I thought to myself then, if I hadn't have swallowed the bean, I might have just ended it all there.
So you became Pope?
I became Pope 6 hours after Clement expired.
So you took immortal pills, not knowing they're immortal pills?
They were the beans of redemption. I was only seeking solace in the arms of my Maker. I knew I would meet him very soon, you see, so I thought I'd better hedge my bets and get down on all fours and just fillet the Lord, so to speak.
Not in front of Jimmy, Dad.
After 10 years, I would have been 102. That was back when I used to count my age, you see.
You didn't think you were going to die?
And at 102, in the medieval era, it just doesn't happen. So I thought, this is a bit fishy. All of the other people were saying he must be immortal because he's the Pope and the Lord has chosen him and he's 102 and look at him, he looks not a day over 92. Look at him, a young chap. And then I said, but let me die. And then they said, no, you must go on as the Pope and on and on and on. And I faked my own death and I ran away.
Grandad,
Yes, little Jimmy.
can I ask Grandad a question?
Go on then, little whippersnapper.
What was your favourite era?
Actually, I was wondering about this the other day. Not because I was looking back on my life, of course, because I'm not actually ever going to die, but just for something to do. And I thought, what would I rather be in if I could go back to the old days? Where would I rather be and when would I rather be? It's a very perceptive question there, Jimmy. Now, the answer. I think for me there's only one true time I would love to be around at again. And that was before I ate those fucking beans.
But Dad, is there any way you could reverse this thing? Can't you just go to the Vatican and say, I took these beans and help?
Yes, one fellow rather helpfully suggested chucking myself off a bridge.
Dad.
Another one suggested a bullet to the head.
Dad, you're going to outlive us? You're going to outlive Jimmy here? What are you going to do for the rest of time?
Well, I have thought about it. I suppose after all of you lot are dead, I'll probably go and see what all that global warming nonsense is about up at the North Pole. Who knows? Soon I may be the only person left on Earth. At which point I'll probably just dunk myself into the nearest child's paddling pool and drown in a foot of water.
Dad!
Hello.
Hello.
What's been your lowest point?
That's a good one. Well, I think my least favourite two things have always been the collapse of the Holy Roman Emperor into barbarism and the abolition of slavery.
Dad, you can't say that.
In some ways, I do feel like I'm still in the 1200s. Yes, I often shit in any wooden box I see. Sometimes I'll whistle for a horse and carriage on a rainy night. Look for the local jester and get disappointed when I can't find him. Cheer public executions. Or go out to light the street lamps. Throw shit at a person that's passing by and shout shame at them. Feed my car. Or call a black person.
Dad! Okay, enough.
It's been a long, long life.
Wow, Dad, this is a real shocker. I thought you were going to die tomorrow.
Good gracious, I wish.
Any, words of wisdom?
Plenty. But you'll only hear one piece of advice from me. Don't take life too seriously, because none of you matter.
Do you want to die, Dad?
So very much. I tried shooting myself in the head.
Dad? It's okay, Jimmy.
Yes, poor children, cover your ears. I took a knife to my belly. I took a chainsaw to my legs. I've done every single thing you could imagine to try and kill myself. I've jumped off Empire State Building. I've swung through the Amazon with nothing but a loincloth on. I've been riding a horse at 110 miles an hour and it's thrown me off. I've tested airbags. And I even sat on the first nuclear bomb. All to no avail, my son. It seems I'll outlive all of you.
Look, Dad, I've got to take the kids to school. Now I know I've got more time with you. I'll be back in a bit and we'll carry on.
Yes. All the time in your world, unfortunately, my dear boy. All the time in your short life. 90 years goes by in a flash.
Cut to 83 years later. A tempestuous storm rages high on Mount Kailash, the holiest Tibetan peak.
There he is. There's Grandad. Who is this now? Timmy?
It's Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I had to see if it was true.
I told the truth. Behold.
The last time we saw you in the hospital, I didn't believe it.
Of course not, Jimmy. You were told so many lies. You thought Santa Claus was real. Then the Easter Bunny. Everything in your life felt like a lie. So why would old Gramps be telling the same story over and over again in his senile 92-year-old mind?
I've walked a fair few steps to see you, Grandad, and I...
Bloody hell, there's another one gone. Well, that's life.
Koya